gonna let this ride because we live, yo.
That new Jim Jones. Better than what I thought it was gonna be. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
No bullshit, right?
I enjoy it.
Good to hear some of that early 2000 shit.
I felt young real quick. I felt rejuvenated. Jones. I'm gonna put it up. Don't kick us off, Facebook. Don't kick us off, YouTube. We just playing music.
Yeah, we don't own the rights to this.
Come on, man. That's that Dipset sound, man.
That because he still got heat makers behind him.
Yes, sir.
You can tell which tracks are heat makers and all. As soon as you hear it, bro, you could just tell. Like, all right, that's it.
Heat makers.
Yeah, man.
So what up, man?
Another week, man. Another episode. We back.
We back. Episode 15, I believe. I think I can count.
I think
that's
it
the
is.
number I got.
It is.
Yeah. Let's do it right. So what up, Facebook? We here.
Yeah.
It's your boy, Mr. HYB, a.k.a. B.I., a.k.a. Handle Your B.I.
And it's your boy Fly Nice, a.k.a. Nice, a.k.a. If you got a problem with me, brother. That's it's on you, man.
So what's going on, dog?
Just
How's
another
the week?
man. Just another week, man.
Yeah.
You know how it is during the week.
Okay.
It's all business, no play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Pay the
shout out
bills.
to my man Bobby Digi. Got me on a new workout plan, new diet.
Oh boy.
Crazy routine.
This guy.
If anybody don't know,
gonna be flexing.
I'm trying to flex hard.
Yeah?
Yo, this summer, bro. I really
Summer
like,
bod? Is that
I'm
what they
tryna-
calling it?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah?
And if anybody really, I mean, shout out. I mean, there's a couple people too that do their workout things that I give. I've shout them out too. But I chose to go with my man Bobby. Man, no disrespect to anybody else, but when he's a professional, bro.
You like what you see?
Nah, he's look. Some dudes have they do their personal trainer thing. Yeah. They go take the course. They get certified. But my man is a real professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like he has his pro card. He's competed. He got first place his first professional competition, bro.
Come on.
Like he's really a pro.
Okay.
So I mean,
that's all you had to say.
Come
to
on,
me.
bro. I gotta go. And
With
shout
the
out to
results
Bobby,
are.
man. So far, I've been doing a lot of eating.
Yeah.
And that's what he told me.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Like, yo, it's a lot more than what I thought. It wasn't just like, it's not just about like the meal prepping and shit. Like when I had the conversation with him, he was like, bro, like it's a lot of eating.
Yeah?
It's a lot. It is. It's a lot.
So hold on. So you're telling me you eat like 5+ times a day?
I'm eating right now 5 meals a day.
What time you starting to eat, bro?
It's like as soon as I wake up, I'm trying to get to the first meal.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the way it is, right? Like the first day, by the time I ate my last meal, from everything, I was like, I felt like I ate it way too late, and I was like, nah, this is I gotta get to this last meal before this time of day.
What?
So I was like, I gotta squeeze this shit in.
Okay.
So like, bang, I wake up, I eat. Shortly after the first meal, a couple hours go by, get that other second meal in. By that time, you're toward like, early afternoon, get that good pre-workout in. Then you go to the gym, then you get that post-workout, and then you get that final meal.
Sounds like a lot of money coming out of pocket, too.
It is expensive, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's expensive.
Because I know you probably hungry as hell after all this the gym, right?
That's what he was saying, too. He's like, yo, notice that you're like, when I first was doing it, I was like, damn, this is mad eating, right?
Yeah.
But then he said it to me. He's like, yo, watch, you're going to notice how your body is just going to start telling you when you're hungry. You're going to think like, how could I possibly be hungry the way I'm eating?
Okay.
But and then like, yo, no bullshit. Like your body just starts telling you like, yo, I'm hungry. So you'll know.
Okay.
After even it's been like a week and I'm already like, I can already feel that. I'll be like, oh shit, I got to eat.
Well, I got an announcement to make. I'm on day 6. No donuts.
Oh yeah,
But here's the problem.
that was hard for me to kick.
Here's the problem. Tomorrow's free donut day.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. God damn. I got to learn to plan better, man.
I pull up to Dunkin' Donuts every day.
Yo, every day. But the donuts, I've been leaving it alone. You know what I mean?
I used to get that blueberry cake donut every day.
Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah, that's a heavy-ass donut, man.
Bro. I used to eat it too and be like, this shit's mad doughy.
That's what I'm saying. Why is it a donut?
Just know,
is
I'm like, this
is a donut though.
I
know it's round and all of that, but
yeah, it don't taste like the other donuts, right? It's like, no. What I mean, like, I know what you're saying. Like, it feels like it's mad heavy. Yeah,
bro.
I had to cut that shit out my diet. I was like, all right, I gotta chill with this. Can't keep doing that shit. But if anybody is interested, hit my man up, Bobby Digital. Yeah. He's on Facebook, Instagram, Bobby Biceps.
We'll share that later on.
We'll do that at some point in time. Just give him a shout out, man.
Shout outs to everybody saying, yo, what up, fam? What up, Dom? I see you. We see you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to do a little bit better by keeping focus. Shout outs to the mothers out there getting ready to buy, the fathers a nice gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? Because, like, my son knows how to keep a secret now. He gets it. Before he'd be like, Dad, we can't tell you what the secret is, so we got you some socks with this and that. And I'm like, okay.
Right.
This time I'm like, yo, CJ, what are these? I can't tell you. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Like
he even like made a little whatever they do, construction paper, whatever, and he hit it. And I'm like,
see, I've always been kind of simple. Like, I don't. Even when white people ask me, yo, what do you want for Father's Day, whatever, I'm just honestly like, I don't.
Keep it light.
Like, I don't even care if I really get anything or not.
Yeah.
Like, as long as y'all don't just never get me anything, like
go the whole day, not even. You just
not even like I mean, like it, I don't even. I'm talking about like it don't have to be. I don't need something every year for Father's Day.
Yeah,
but. Just don't never get me something for Father's Day.
I dig it.
At some point in time, you're going to be like, hold on, y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't never got anything.
Damn, it's been a while.
Yeah, so, but like, I ain't never been that, like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, it don't no big deal to me, man.
I told you, I was excited when wifey got me a bunch of sneakers. She was like, all right, there you go. And then after that, she was like, you going to wear them yet? Like, I'm bad at, like, I don't want to say caring for myself. I'm just on the go. I'm on the move.
Busy.
You know what they said? Like Einstein back in the day, his wife used to have to say, hey, you're walking out the house almost butt-ass naked, because he was just constantly just thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I'd be like that too. Like, wifey would be like, hey, your eyebrows looking like real crazy. Have you looked in the mirror lately, fam? And I'm like, no. It's probably why I'm wearing this hat right now. I'm hiding these shits, man.
I want to go.
You know what I mean?
Working, grinding, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what life is about.
Yeah. But, yo, make sure y'all follow that GMS page. I know Nice told y'all. I know y'all like to come to his page. We just trying to get it all organized onto the GMS page before we really, really, really launch. And also just to keep these stats. We've been getting really good stats. A lot of people following, a lot of people commenting. Yeah, and the only way for us to continue to grow and show our growth to other people, such as sponsors, is to say, hey, take a look at the page. And I think also on the page, and I hate that I'm not too familiar with that, you got to hit that like button and then hit the notification. So as soon as we start doing some things, boom, you get a notification that, just like y'all get with Nice, Nice is on, boom. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's key. That's going to definitely be key.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. So with all the hoopla and all that stuff, let's start with the show. I know you want to get deep. I want to get deep.
Yeah.
A little deeper than where you want to go.
Well, let's go.
Because I like to make some jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you heard about, last weekend, I believe, was a Pride event. Gay Pride. They had that.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I want to talk about it.
Okay. I heard the let's go. That means he's excited.
That's good. Because, it's funny because we didn't even, that's cool.
We didn't. Nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good one.
So let me give a little segue for people that don't know. There was Gay Pride. I think it happened in Provincetown, and other locations as well. Don't know exactly all the background to it. Right. But long story short, there's some people here in Boston, Massachusetts that decided to say, hey, let's do a straight pride parade. Straight pride parade. Right. I'm going to repeat that.
Yeah, just say it again. Just say it again so people can just say it again. Because
these guys that don't fit in the homosexual LGBTQ, and I apologize for
LGBTQ.
I can never remember that, man.
Yeah, I get it right because I support them. Yeah.
Okay. And any other person, group of people, they decided to say, hey, you know what? We need our own parade. Let's do a straight parade. How you feel about that, man? I'm gonna let you talk on that because
So
I got something to show y'all.
It's
Go
called a straight pride parade, is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time so
Yeah.
people can just see how stupid this sounds.
Very.
Okay? Straight pride parade.
One more time.
Straight pride parade. Okay, just so everybody knows off rip, I'm telling people, I think this is fucking just nonsense.
Word.
We can get deeper, but off rip, I think it's nonsense.
You know what's even more nonsense is the fact that like someone sat there and thought about it, which just tells me that the fuckery is everywhere. Excuse my language.
It's just, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I haven't even really looked into why they want to do this. Like, why are people like, hey, let's have a straight pride
That's a
parade?
great segue.
I think it's so stupid I didn't even bother to look into
You know what? Neither did I, but I decided to use Google real quick before we came in. I said, let me see what these guys are talking about, or at least what the people that support this straight pride parade. I'm a straight man, but I don't need a parade. I don't need
I like what C's just said. He said it's the dumbest shit ever. He's like, that's like the whole all lives matter shit. Like, that's like, you know, people, Black Lives Matter, you got people, all lives matter. Yeah,
So it's a mockery.
Yeah, it's basically just like, it's like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, like, you know, okay, they talking about Black Lives Matter, then you get a bunch of assholes coming in. No, all lives matter.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but right now, this is specifically talking about this. Do y'all really got to come over here and say, we're going to start this movement over here? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know. Dog.
Listen, man, there's a lot of people out there that just need a lot of hugs. I'm actually going to read this line before I show this little video that I seen because I thought it was pretty hilarious. Chris Evans, Bostonian guy, former native, you know what I mean? Captain America.
Oh, yeah.
He puts out a little tweet.
I didn't read it, but yeah.
He says, wow, cool initiative, fellas. And this is to the straight pride parade people that want to be involved with this little parade thing. He said, wow, cool initiative, fellas. Just a thought. Instead of straight pride parade, how about this? The desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children parade. What do you think? Two on the nose? I'm going to say yeah. Right. And I hope that hurts a lot of people's feelings out there.
Yeah, I just think like it's one thing if you can say that you don't maybe agree with that lifestyle or whatever. You have the right to your opinion.
You're 100%.
Everyone has a right to disagree with certain lifestyles. That's fine. Maybe it's not popular in your culture. That's fine. But at the end of the day, bro, there's a thin line between being like, you know, I disagree with this and just being homophobic or like a bigot or something like that. And it's like, I just feel like the need to say, hey, let's have a straight pride parade is like, you're just making a mockery of
1,000%, sir.
Of the LGBTQ community and the gay pride parades. Like, I feel like it's just a mockery of that shit, bro.
Again, I just, Captain America said it, man. Like, hold on, I gotta pause this. But like he said, desperately trying to bury our own gay thoughts by being homophobic because no one taught us how to access our emotions as children parade. That's real. You know what I mean? Bullshit. Like, and there's a lot of people out there like that, bro.
No, you ain't lying.
And I'm gonna play this out here. For those, let me get a little background. So there's this little lady, call her little lady. She's on Fox. I call her Satan's niece. Not gonna give you her name, but I think Satan's niece. You guys will probably understand who I'm talking about. And then this is what I'm gonna do too, just in case y'all ain't got time to kind of hear it. I'm gonna put the link for y'all to take a look at it. Actually, hold on. Yeah. First, I'm gonna show them before I do that. Let's go to this here because Satan's niece has something to say about it.
Fox Nation host and conservative commentator Tomi Lahren said it's open season on straight white men as a group struggles to get a Boston permit for a straight pride parade. Lahren said Wednesday on her online show, quote, "You can be proud of about anything these days, so long as it's not straight, white, male, or God forbid, conservative. But as it turns out, the city of Boston may not be so tolerant and accepting of a straight pride parade either." Boston's Straight Pride event allegedly aims to celebrate heterosexuality in a city that's said to have one of the largest LGBTQ communities in the nation. One of the event's organizers wrote on Facebook that the parade is meant to poke fun at, quote, identity politics.
More than 20 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage, a public-private partnership that's driving value, quality, and choice. Medicare Advantage. Better value, better policy, better Medicare. Learn more at bettermedicarealliance.org.
No, because the whole international trade regime that we've created is completely dominated by corporations. The unions have hardly had a seat at the table. If you think about it, there's been no trade agreement that said workers of the world can all join the steelworkers.
All right, you devil. You devil. So what do you think, Nice Man? I know you're watching the video, but what's your thought on this, man?
What she said, because I didn't really get to. So she's basically she's
basically saying, hey, she's tired of the gay straight white man being attacked, saying since 2010 they've been under attack.
The white straight man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it back for you, man, because
basically what she's saying.
She again, Facebook. Y'all tell me YouTube. I see we got some people on both ends, man. Facebook and YouTube. Tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna play this again so Nice can really hear it. We're gonna hear it together.
I gotta hear it again.
All right, hold on. Let me set that up because when I seen this crazy chick, I was like, this, we trying to play this in the barbershop, but this bitch. I think bitch can be said now.
Yeah, sure can.
She's a bitch. Right. Satan's niece. Hold on, we're gonna get it on here. But yeah, if this is what people really believe, man, shit, we in some scary ass times, boy.
Yeah.
Scary ass times, man. Because at the end of the day, what she's basically saying is that they should have the right, which they should, to kind of voice their opinion. Right. But the fact that she said that white America is under attack, I was like, well, damn.
Right.
Hold on. Let me see what's going on with the iPad today. We're going to put the thing. You know what?
I just don't, you know what, like, I don't even really need to see the video again, man, because she's just one of those people like, okay, so because people have the freedom to say what they want, right? Mm-hmm. I still feel as though that doesn't mean that you can basically like yeah, you have the right to say it, but it's not the right thing to say. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
nah, you go ahead.
It's like people are like, well, I have the right to say it, yeah, but it's like it's still inappropriate, or like I get it, freedom of speech doesn't always mean that it has to be non-offensive. I get that freedom of speech means shit can be offensive. But some things, man, is just, when you grow up, your parents say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all.
Don't say it at all.
Word. Like, you don't realize how real that shit is until you become grown and you see certain things like that. Like, okay, you don't agree with the gay pride parade or whatever, but oh, hey, let's have a straight pride parade now. So make a mockery.
It's that's what it is.
Like, and in Boston, man, of all places, dog. In Boston of all places, I'm surprised that's even.
They're not letting it slide.
They're not letting it slide.
They shut that down. Okay. They shut that down. But and that's what she was saying. That's what she's saying. She's saying that how come this is not being allowed? Why are they not allowing straight white men, to have this parade? And like, I gotta play this. This chick is psycho, fam. When I seen this, man, I was like, you gotta be in, like, it's some other shit. Like, it's something going on in America. More than what, like, people want to admit. Right. But there's, like, I don't want to say there's a race war coming, but it feels like something's coming.
Well, when she's constantly everything is fucking color with her.
1,000%, man.
You know what I mean?
I hate that Satan's niece.
Her, man.
But this is what's even crazier. So these people, I'm gonna pause this for a second, right? So these people decided to put, hold on, I'm gonna show y'all the photo because I thought it was kind of hilarious. But Brad Pitt they decided to say, hey, Brad Pitt is going to lead us. So now Brad Pitt had to send or have his attorney reach out to that group to be like, hey, take my face, my likeness, and my name out of what y'all are trying to do. Because they were basically saying that he's going to lead the way because he's the white guy. Ain't that some shit?
Brad Pitt.
Just like, yeah. Yo, they just took his photo and his likeness was like,
just put him
we're going to make you the guy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Shout out to Brad Pitt though for being like, nah, you ain't doing that with me.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? You know me, where I'll always go back to the whole thing with a lot of that stuff about people who disagree with homosexuality or whatever. A lot of it goes back to most of them, I'd say. If when you dig deeper, you'd be like, what part of what religious sect do you align yourself with, yo?
Okay.
Because most people who think that homosexuality is quote unquote wrong or just have a problem with homosexuality, it's usually people who believe in God, and they'll be like, God didn't make you like that or whatever. And then when you look at whatever religion they align themselves with, there's always some kind of teaching in their religions about how that, homosexuality.
I'm gonna say it's not all because I ain't the one.
No, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I'm just a lot of people that, are kind of most of the people that I always
older
see,
people.
Like, it's like, oh, you're against it. It's like, all right, dude, like we know where you're coming from.
Agreed. I agree, but I also feel like, and I don't have statistics or nothing like that, but I feel like it's
I don't have.
It's an older. Right, it's like an older generation.
Nah, but not even like because I would say that there's a lot of older people who stuck in their ways from that shit. But even anybody that's just aligned with some kind of religious or some kind of religion, period, bro. Like I can talk to a young person who's fully devout, and I've had these conversations with them about homosexuality, and they'll be like, yeah, it's the same. It's just the same redundant shit.
Yeah,
God didn't make you like that. It says, Adam and Eve, and
I feel like why does it sound like that's probably what they sound like?
Because word is what they sound like, bro. And then it's like, look, this is what I hear all the time from somebody. Let me just say this.
Talk about it.
This right here, for people that say this is the dumbest thing I hear people say sometimes, right? Oh, it's not natural. Like, if we need to procreate and the world was coming to an end, gay people, what are we going to do? It's like, did you just say that as if you could even name one species that went extinct due to homosexuality? Is there one species on this planet that we know about that has ever gone extinct because of homosexuality, dog?
I think you need a role and act, bro.
You feel what I'm saying, bro?
1,000%.
Like, dog, like, and
that's some uneducated shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the thing is, they say it as if like it's such an educated thing to say.
Agreed.
And you're like, yo, that is one of the dumbest things
like, oh my God,
I've ever heard. What if the world, when we needed people to like, what? And then, like I said, man, it's like it's just. Once I said it all goes back to most of the time, like you said, it's not all of that because there are some people who their culture is just a part of their culture where they are just not tolerant of that.
Okay, I'm gonna jump on a comment right here. So PZ says, man, KKK gets granted permits to have rallies in some cities. They shouldn't surprise nobody in these times. For me, I think it's more. You're better off giving them a permit than you're giving these clowns a permit. They just decided their feelings were hurt or something like that.
No bullshit.
And said, we have nothing really talking about, so let's just have a parade about being straight. Let's just do that.
Right.
Like KKK.
Right. We're everybody's against us.
Like they're both idiots, but if I gotta
people
choose
get killed
one,
every day for being straight.
Right.
People are constantly getting attacked for being straight.
Yeah.
We're constantly being criticized for being straight. People make us feel some type of way for being straight. We should have a parade too. Like, really think, come on, dog. Like, really? Like, you got to go have a straight parade? Like,
100% it is an additional division, Dom. And I think this is where the world is coming to an end, man. I think we need an invasion from aliens, bro. And then people are like, okay, you know what? Color really doesn't matter right now.
Right.
Those guys do.
These motherfuckers. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not to get off topic, but it's funny you said that. And I just watched something, no bullshit, the
What's
other
that?
day on, I think it was the Joe Rogan podcast, actually. And there's some scientists that really believe, and it's not a far-fetched thing either. Like, cause, if you know anything about octopus, like they're literally like just not like anything else on this planet. They kind of think that octopus are like, they're saying like they think that they're actually like aliens, that came here and they just learned.
And they just left these guys?
Yeah, because like they have octopus have like 4 different hearts. You know when they bleed, bro, their blood comes out blue. Like ours is blue, but when it comes out,
it's
comes
oxygenated.
Out red.
It turns red. Yep.
Their blood comes out blue.
Yep. Not legal aliens. That's me.
Yo,
nice try though, buddy.
Trying to get you right. No, but I don't want to get too deep in that. But I was just watching the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and this one of these scientists, and he was talking about it, and he was like, that's actually a theory that they're actually really considering, like how because there's just some shit that is like not explained. With octopus being so different from.
I can see that. I can see that they could have been here and they bounced. My history teacher decades ago, I should say now. He says obviously that time is much slower in space. He said that his theory is there was a time that aliens came here, met with the people of Egypt, taught them how to create gold. This is why their architecture is still standing.
So crazy, right?
It wasn't just slaves that made pyramids. Yep. Like they have a whole bunch of things, and they're like, "Hey, yo, we'll be back." They dipped, and even though it's been centuries,
there's really theories like that.
And guess what? A lot of movies are piggybacking off of that same theory.
Well, because there's a lot of archaeological evidence now that is showing proof of really advanced civilizations from like thousands of years ago.
You kind of hope there was something like
but back like there was a time where like there wasn't like there were archaeologists who were saying it, but they were like, yeah, we don't know, it doesn't. But
probably
now
got shut down.
Now there's like really like a lot of evidence. And they're really like, there was really some really advanced civilization.
I believe it. I believe it. Again, I go back to the pyramids, man.
But yeah,
they got structures out there that's just still standing.
Nah, it's dope. That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's unbelievable. That's
things
math.
that are built with precision that is more precise than lasers and things of that nature, bro. And they can't even explain how these structures were even built. It's like they couldn't have done it with just leverage and manpower. They know they couldn't. They're like, they just couldn't have done that.
You know what? I'm going to say something. You might not believe me, but I think the aliens are here right now. You want to know how? I think the aliens came down. They went to Walmart and was like, hey, Walmart, we're going to give you a new design. Boom. This is the new Walmart design.
The new Walmart design.
And I think the aliens came around and they're like, yo, this is what it needs to be. This is the new Walmart outfit. How do you feel about it, Nice? Talk about it. And this is real. This is real.
I like it. I like it better than the other one.
The blue?
Yeah.
The little dingy blue?
A little better.
She's popping her collar right now.
Right.
I think the aliens came down, was like, and look at, I'm telling you, and look at this guy. He's happy as shit. He's like, hey, I'm bald, but it don't matter.
I'm bald, bear gang.
You know what I mean? I'm wearing this new outfit. I'm all right with this, rebrand Walmart.
Rebrand.
Now, I'm glad that you gave these guys the uniforms. It's pretty nice. Right. How about you pay them? How about you get them health insurance, Walmart? Right. That should be next. Maybe the aliens should have you guys do that too. Yeah.
Stop trying to make us feel guilty for using, not Walmart people. Stop trying to make us feel guilty for using the self-checkout.
Yeah, yo. But hold on.
Because I'm one of those people.
I do all the time.
I do too. I don't give
a fuck. I'll be bringing a whole thing of gross. I don't care. Sir, you can just go over it.
No.
I just want to be by myself right now.
I'm just like, the people like, don't do it nice because you're taking away from jobs that people that listen, bro. I got
hear that,
4 items, and I'm like,
I'm trying to go,
not standing in line.
I came for a Gatorade and a candy bar.
Yeah,
why am I
going to self checkout?
Yeah.
See you later.
Yo,
Take that up at Walmart.
But you know what's the new thing now? No. Forget Walmart. Like Stop and Shop has robots going up and down aisles, fam.
Word.
My homie Wes hits me up. He sends me a snap. He's like, "Shit is real."
Yeah.
I was like, what you mean? He was like, there's a robot, and you could just see him. He's like, and just packing things out, man. That's nuts,
dude I
bro.
was talking to today said that his father rents out a space for Amazon rents like a warehouse from his father. And he said, yo, the entire warehouse is run by, it's all robots.
I believe it.
He was like, that dude, Jeff, he's like, it's all robots, bro. There's
Yeah.
nobody, he's like, the entire warehouse is all robots. I was like, yeah, but that's what they doing.
And it has to be that way, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Even bricklayers. Shout outs to Nicole Lynch. I see Nicole Lynch. I see you out there. Actually, I'm going to just jump. I'm everywhere. You know, the ADD's kicking in. Nicole Lynch put something on her Facebook. I noticed. I was in the bathroom and I was reading. And I looked Facebook. She says that she saw a police officer on duty having a cigarette.
Oh yeah, I saw her post that.
What's your thought on that?
I saw that, but
What's your thought on that?
I saw a police officer smoking it wasn't a cigarette, but it was a
vape?
No, it was a fucking
Black and Mild? Damn. They make money. Why are you smoking Black and Mild?
Nah, it was a wood.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wood?
Yeah, backwood.
With something in it?
Nah, he was just smoking a blackwood in his backwood in his cruiser.
Man, we need intervention for that cop.
I'm not gonna
That's
say
craziness.
which cop it is. He was a Brockton detective or whatever, and something happened one time, and I was like, I thought he was smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
And I was like, I walked up to it. I was
He's
like,
better off doing that.
I was like, the fuck you smoking, yo? And he was like, backwood. And I'm like, oh,
backwood?
shit. And I was like, why you ain't over there? And he was like, man, I'm homicide. He was like, that ain't homicide.
Really?
If somebody dies, I go over there.
Yeah.
But he was.
Wow.
And when she had posted that, I was like, yo, I've seen that before.
What's your thoughts on? I don't think any of them should smoke.
Oh, I mean,
Don't you gotta be in shape or something a little bit, like?
Yeah.
Or is that movies I'm watching?
Hey, listen, man. More power to you. If you can smoke and run,
Nah. I don't wanna have a more power. Yo, I'm in trouble and I call the cops. I hope the guy that's coming's in shape. Nah,
I get you.
Get off the donuts. Stop smoking.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I think that if you want to get technical, yeah, they probably should have to pass like a certain physical test after
1,000%.
Not even just that, right? I think that not just a physical test, like yearly, to make sure that they're healthy enough. And like you said, say
I know
if
where
they're-
he's going with
say if
this.
They're like, hey, since over the last 5 years, you put on 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, how you supposed to
do
chase
your-
somebody or you know?
can't.
Okay, right, you can't. And then on top of that, I think that after so many years, also they should also get a psych evaluation as well because they encounter a lot
Here we
of
go.
shit.
Here we go.
You see what I'm saying? And
Here we go. Talk about it.
This is why. Because
I'm gonna say, like what?
like murders,
Yeah.
like just a lot of things
Yeah.
that can mess up your psyche,
Yeah,
bro.
100%.
To where it's like, why
Yeah.
has this person? Why should they not be evaluated?
Let's talk about that
give me
same
the-
example. What shooting was it? I think it was in Virginia a couple years ago with the
Nikki
kids.
said, exactly.
And they found security camera footage
Mm-hmm.
of an officer that stood by 45 minutes while the gunman was going around killing 13 kids.
Oh yeah.
He didn't want to do his job.
wanna do
Now,
his job.
this is what's crazy. He's going to jail. And he should.
Yep.
This is what I feel bad about. Because he probably was like, yo, I got into a school. Ain't nothing going down here. I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to get my pension, and I'm out of here. He was not built for the job.
Right.
He was not built. And look at some babies got killed because a man decided to be scared and not do his job.
And I also think that if you're an officer and you're trying to go work in a specific community around a specific
Here we go.
people that you've never really interacted with,
Talk about it.
I think that you should have some kind of training, interaction with these people prior to you becoming an officer in that community. Like maybe you should, and I think this with we talked about this when I was incarcerated.
Teachers
before,
as well.
right? No, I mean, we were talking about this when I was incarcerated before too. There's actually people trying to get this to happen. Like if you're gonna become a prosecutor, right? You should, before you become a prosecutor, you should go to prisons and sit down with prisoners and be able to talk to prisoners and get to know people. Because if you don't, and the only thing you've ever seen of a certain group of people, which is being displayed on television, and it's always something negative, right? You're going to treat them all the same, and you're going to be prosecuting these people, yo.
Agreed.
And you may think that this kid is nothing but a punk, and look at him, he's a thug and everything like that. But you know nothing about this kid. You don't know this kid's background. You don't know the trauma that this kid suffered. You don't know anything about this kid. You know, and if you and because you don't know anything about that, how are you gonna have any kind of empathy?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a job. I don't care what people say, like, oh, you got to keep emotion out of it. No, fuck that. What are you talking about?
You gotta have emotion.
You have to be empathetic toward people. You can't just
1000%.
lock people up and be like, oh, well, lock them up and throw away the key. Dude.
You gotta say that person's going through something right now.
Like,
this is outside of his character.
Don't you think that, like, this kid's childhood background should be of some kind of importance to you, to like, that you should know about? Like, don't you think that maybe you should know that this kid's mother maybe or father was a crackhead, or his mother was abusive, father was abusive, maybe this kid was molested, or maybe this kid grew up in an area where when he was at a very young age, he saw someone get shot in the head and brains, and like, these type of things have profound effects on
1000%, man.
And if you're going to be dealing with these people, prosecuting these people, or interacting with these people on a daily basis, being a police officer, then you should have some type of training or some kind of, you know, something that gives you an intimate perspective on who these people really are.
You know what's weird, man? Because it actually happens with just other professions. It's called shadowing. You know, doctors do it.
Exactly.
You know, teachers do it.
Yeah.
Well, some teachers. It is kind of weird because you're not going to act the same way at a gun range as somebody just pulls a gun on you. It's going to be a little different.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be a little different, man.
And then you see like some people, and I always feel like a lot of those shootings that you'll see, right? And you could just see like, all right, like an officer just stops somebody, and next thing you know, like immediately it's just like it unfolds to like a shooting.
Yep.
And you gotta sit back and be like, bro, this dude was so scared that you just unloaded.
100%.
Just unloaded, yo.
Yeah.
Like, what the like,
maybe this job was not for you.
maybe this isn't for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe now that we see these kind of things unfolding, shouldn't we start training these people or making them go through certain, you know, educational programs before you say, hey, look, you're not from over here. So if you're going to go over here and police this area, you're constantly going to be encountering these people on a daily basis.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should get to know them a little more than what you see on just TV.
And maybe they should probably get to know you.
And get to know you, right?
And then at the same time, those are the things that's going to help, say, like, keeping communities together, keeping neighborhoods out. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to live around murderers.
Right.
You know what I gotta say? You know what? This guy's, he's all right. He kills people, but he's all right. Like, let's get him out of here. You know what I mean? I'm not telling everybody to, you know, sign up, snitch, and all this other stuff, but at the same time, like, Jesus
Yo,
Christ.
you remember the Cameron interview? I think it was on like 2020, and they were like, so Cameron, you don't believe in snitching and da-da-da-da. And he's like, nah. He's like, so what if a serial murderer moves next door? I do
remember that.
What wouldn't you tell your neighbors? What would you do? He was like, I just move.
I just move. Like, not everyone has the
like,
option.
yo, Cam is just gangster.
Yeah.
Cam was like, I'm just going to move.
Yeah, mother. Anyway, but that's another car. But I see what you're saying, though.
But there's some people who
that really, think that way.
That really are like that.
That's kind of crazy.
And they take it to a whole further extent. Y'all don't understand, but I agree with you. Nobody want murderers living them around them and all that other stuff. But I also don't want to be policed by people that have never been around, you know, me and have no idea anything about me, and you just automatically you're hostile as soon as you approach. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what do you think? Because some people might talk about, well, I'm gonna be honest. I'll turn on the news if there's like some type of serial killer or just mass shooting. Unfortunately, because I've been programmed and based on what I'm seeing, I'm saying, oh my God, it's another Caucasian guy.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? If it's something neighborhood, 1 or 2 person got killed, I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
probably
you can
mad.
tell.
So, with that being said, have you had the opportunity to listen to quick conversation that Killer Mike had with the homie. Not even, I was going to say Charlamagne the God, but his name is Leonard. I don't know if you heard his name. He changed his name to Leonard. I don't know if that's you know how Diddy changed his name? They'll call me, what is it? Brother Love for a quick second. Yeah. He might change it. But this week, I think it's Leonard. But anyway, him and Charlamagne the God, they had a conversation. And he asked him a question. He was like, hey, listen, you know, if people come to him, like, first of all, let me ask you, what's your thoughts on what I just said as far as if you hear mass shooting, like, where does your mind go?
Nah, automatically. I'm not, it's like you just said, same thing. Like, when I hear mass shooting, I'm automatically like, okay, here we go. It's going to be another crazy middle-aged. Usually it's like so far, it's usually like middle-aged white guy. And
now, why do you think that is?
I don't really know, dog. Just there's a like, and people can say all the time, oh, they can say that it's a mental health issue and shit. Like, I don't know, like, bro, if you're willing to walk into a public establishment and just plow people down,
that's just kind of crazy.
I'm not gonna say that this person doesn't have something wrong in his head, bro.
Agree.
What the fuck else do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I'm gonna think like that.
At one point in time, you snapped.
Yeah, whether they're white, black, brown, yellow, whatever. Yeah. Anybody that does that, I'm gonna say that me, you know, and I get it. Yeah. There's other people that say this one had mental health issues, and then they might say this one's a thug. Like, I get it. I've seen it, you know what I mean? So we know what road that leads to, and that does happen as well. But I will say this. When the D.C. shooter came out and he was black,
that threw me off.
I was like, yes.
That threw me off.
Fuck.
I know
Yes.
y'all said yes.
I was like,
but
yes.
you know what black people said? They were like, wasn't he Muslim or something like that?
Yeah, he was some shit.
We were like, okay.
Yeah, that's like explains it.
He's
right.
a terrorist.
No bullshit.
Stamp the terrorism.
Yeah, I know.
He ain't regular black.
And even some of my mans, even though I was fucking with some of my mans, I'm like, yeah, see, we don't just did it. And they was like, nice, you got one.
One.
Hey,
it counts. He said it counts.
You got one. That's it, bro.
But listen, man, at the end of the day, too, I want to show this. We might actually, you know what? Don't we have... Nah, leave it on that. I'll do it on this. That's all right. We ain't going to lose y'all, but I just wanted to kind of show this video that Killer Mike spoke with Charlamagne the God. I thought it was pretty...
Yeah, I like Killer Mike for the record, though. I like Killer Mike, man.
He says a couple things, but we also spoke off air as far as, like, you know, where you thought, like, he could go a little different as far as the way he says things. Yep. You know what I mean? Which I agree. 100%.
I mean, we'll play the video and then we'll just, you know, just get into basically how we, you know, what we're going to get on.
All right, let me see here. Let me get it. Because your boy Killer Mike's, he was saying some things. I have to say, I kind of agree in some of the things that he was kind of saying. But at the same time, having a conversation with you just now made me think like, you know, maybe there's a way he could have said it a little different.
Yeah, I think we'll just play it.
We're going to play it. All right, here we go. We're going to let it play a couple times just in case y'all don't hear it. Make sure the mixer's up. Here we go. Boom.
Mic is off. Okay, so let me see. Well.
When you report on a mass shooting, you report on a disturbed young man who had never shown signs of. When you report on a black kid shooting back at a kid who jumped him, you'll go find any dirt on that kid.
Absolutely.
When you report on a black kid who was murdered by a white vigilante, you'll find any dirt. When you report on a black kid who was illegally stopped by a policeman, engaged and murdered in the streets, why do you keep asking people who look like me to answer your gun problem? Because your gun problem seems to be with the person holding the gun.
That's a fact. Because we got our own issues in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Our gun problem is easy to fix. Jobs and education. Fix our gun problems. Provide jobs. Provide an environment in which young fathers get the encouragement and the underwriting they need to be the fathers. But in terms of why boys are shooting up high schools, and I don't know those answers, because culturally that's not where I am. I know why our boys are doing what they're doing, and our boys just. When you report on a mass shooting, you report on a disturbed young man who had never shown signs of. When you report on a black kid shooting back at a kid who jumped him, you'll go find any dirt on that kid.
Absolutely.
When you report on a black kid who was murdered by a white vigilante, you'll find any dirt. When you report on a black kid who was illegally stopped by a policeman, engaged and murdered in the streets, why do you keep asking people who look like me to answer your gun problem? Because your gun problem seems to be with the person holding the gun.
That's a fact. Because we got our own issues in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Our gun problem is easy to fix. Jobs and education. Fix our gun problems.
We got our mics. Let's got our cameras back on, man. So what y'all think, man?
Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in.
So what's your thought on it, Nice? What do you think?
I think that he made valid points in the beginning of the video when he says that the way certain things are reported are obviously different. I agree with that 100%.
Okay.
So I don't have anything really to say about that. I think if you disagree with that, I would say that you'd probably would show me good evidence as to why you would disagree with that, because I think that he could support that statement about the way that they dig up dirt on the young black man as opposed to what they do with how they treat like white shooters. So I'm in agreement with that. When he says basically, well, I know why our, what the problem is in my community and why we're doing what we're doing, it's easy, right? We just need jobs and we need education. To say that that's like, I feel like he's acting like it's so easy to fix, and it's not. To me, it's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason you can't say lack of jobs or lack of education is the reason why men in a certain community just aren't taking care of their kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like there's men that have jobs, there's men that have educations that just don't take care of their kids.
Yep.
So I don't think that that's gonna really fix the single motherhood rate in the black community by just saying, well, we need jobs and we need education, bro. Nah, like I think that's more of a deeper issue. I don't think that saying provide jobs and more education is gonna basically solve the problem of gun violence in the black community. I think it's deeper than that. So you can also go and look at what you're saying right now, right? And you'd say, look, they have jobs over here, they have education over here. The things that you're saying is remedies to fix the problems in your community, right? But look, they have them in this community over here, and they're shooting up fucking schools and shit. So are you so sure that jobs and education is just the simple solution to the problems in your community? I don't think it's that simple.
Well,
and like you said, maybe he could have said it differently.
Yeah.
And maybe he could go, maybe he meant to go deeper, but I feel like the way he said it, it was just like, our problem's easy. Our problem's easy. We can just do this and give us this and give us this, and that's gonna solve the single motherhood rate, and that's gonna solve the gun violence, basically, is what he's saying.
I think what he's saying, he's generalizing. I think he's definitely generalizing, but I also think that what he's kind of just looking at it how we were looking at it. you know, if you look, you turn on the news, you see mass shooting. Like, he's like, all right, that's Caucasians, right? And I think with that being said, he's generalizing. And when he's generalizing that,
Right.
I don't want to say it's right, but I also don't think it's wrong.
No, I don't think it's too far-fetched because the majority of people that are committing the mass shootings, bro, are white. I mean, you can't just, the numbers are there, bro. So
people coming in and asking him to say, hey.
Comparatively speaking, the amount of mass shooters compared to the killings and the gun violence within the black community, it fucking doesn't even compare, bro.
But with that being said,
it doesn't even compare.
Those numbers,
so much of a difference that it's like, bro, there's clearly
but I think
huge problem right here.
Yeah, 100%. But I also think what he's saying is probably a way of fixing that huge problem. We'll use like Chicago, right? Because they're dying every day. Yeah, I don't even know what the rate is.
I just saw some crazy article over the weekend. Like 10 people were killed.
Like, that's insane. Yeah, but I think he's kind of looking at that petri dish, for lack of a better term, right? Looking at a microscope and saying, all right, what we could do to fix this here is probably educate, empower. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not going to magically disappear because you got people with the stuff there, that mindset, that lifestyle, it's embedded in them. That it is what it is. But I think when you compare that to, say, somewhere, wherever, rural, you know what I mean? And a kid just says, I'm just going to kill someone. They're saying, I think that he's trying to compare the two different, because it's a culture thing, I think. I think it's just, you know, you have certain people. I don't know of any, or I haven't heard of any mass shootings done by a black person beside the DC sniper, like you said, right? And we're the blacks are saying, nope, that's terrorism right there. You know, we'll blame it on Allah.
I think there was like one or two other like mass shootings that were done by like.
And I was joking by blaming Allah for those that I don't want people to take the religion route. That's him that likes to bash religion, not I. I'm the God-fearing man.
I do, but I don't bash religious.
He don't.
Not religious people.
He's questioning it.
Just religion.
He got questions. Right. But yeah, I think I think it's a good point.
But at the same time, I feel like this is where it gets like, to me, it's like, okay. Now, this is just me feeling like he's kind of saying, okay, listen, I can explain why we're not acting civilized. Give us this, we'll act civilized. Right?
He's kind of saying that, yes, I agree with that.
See, y'all have this and y'all have this.
What's
and
your
y'all
problem?
Ain't acting civilized.
Like, what's going on?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to really.
You made a point for us.
I'm trying to stop saying, you know what I'm saying. So
but you know what I'm saying.
Right. But I feel like that right there is just like, no, bro. This is not. This right here, these two things you're talking about is not going to just be like, hey, if we had this and we had this, we'd be civilized. And basically what he's saying is, y'all have this and look at the shit you're doing. So there's just something inherent. I feel like it kind of implies like, there's just something inherently more evil with y'all. And that's, to me, is just, it's like, so stupid.
It got a little sprinkle of racism.
Yeah, like
you can say
like,
that.
That's
cool.
what I feel like. It's like that's kind of saying like y'all seem to be inherently evil.
Remember where he's coming from, though.
You don't know exactly. Like, and I'm
from
not
the South,
right? And I get that, bro. Like, and that's one of the things I take into consideration. Like down there, there's a lot more hostility between the groups of people, and like you know, and I know people that lived in certain areas down south and was like, yo, believe it or not, there's certain parts of, like, when my mother lived in New Orleans, one of her friends who was living in Mississippi was like, there's like places in Mississippi that like haven't even evolved since like they still live like it's the 50s.
100%.
And I was like,
I've driven by there.
Yeah, like my mother was, and when I went to New Orleans, there were people out there that were like, yeah, it's so, I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
But to just kind of, I feel like I'm like, bro, you're kind of just like, there's no one group that's inherently more evil than there's a species called Homo sapiens, okay? And it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. We
bleed just
all
like
fall
us.
in that category. And once you start trying to act like
Yep.
there's more differences than there is commonalities, that's when problems occur. And that's when racism and things like that, you can just tell, enters into somebody's
But
speech.
let me stop you right there. I think you have to, in a grown man way, on some grown man shit, identify these differences. Because we all have, I'm going to use my father's terminology, we all have our own laundry bags that we come with wherever. The laundry bags being the culture, the mindsets, the morals. You know what I'm saying? You can compare black Americans up north, and I'm saying black Americans, and black Americans down south. They probably won't get along because there's a huge culture difference in which the two move.
I agree.
Fair to say?
No, I agree.
Okay. So with that being said, I think you have like a Killer Mike. He's down south. His father was a cop. He sees how the police move. He's seen how certain things happen in the black community. And then he's watching television like a white guy would. Right. And like, wow, what's up with these white guys? So that same stigma that quote unquote white guys have is the same as if a white guy has with a black person. Right. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, unless you have these conversations, unless you have these type of forums, unless there's this exchange of ideas, exchange of, now this is how my community rolls, this is how I do things, you're always going to have these type of stigmas, and you're always going to have these
you will
ideas.
No, you will.
You know what I mean?
And that goes back to that conversation we had before about and whether people like it or not, like they've already proven people have implicit biases against other people, and it's also with in-group biases and stuff right there. That's number one. I think what I was trying to say was I agree with what you're saying. Like, yo, there's differences. Okay. And I think the problem is people tend to focus on the differences too much instead of focusing on what we have in common.
In common. I agree with that.
And the fact is we as a species have so much more in common than we do any differences. Like the amount of differences we have is so it doesn't even compare to the amount of things we have in common.
In common, agreed.
But like you said, right, it depending on where you live and the way cultures are set up and things of that nature, especially in America where racism runs very deep in America, right? You just notice that a lot of people tend to focus on the differences instead of what we have in common. Yeah. And it obviously right there, boom, causes divisions.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at it like, yo, we actually got a lot in common.
In common, yeah.
We're looking, like, I feel like people literally look to see what we have, what our differences are.
Agreed.
And then what that does, I feel like that automatically causes someone to go, even when you're speaking, right? Mm-hmm. They'll be like, yo, how can I fucking disagree with this dude right now? Like, it's like it almost, because all you want to do
is just focus, because
you just have focused on the differences for so long that now it's like, even when you're saying something, I gotta find something in it to be like, yeah, but and then next thing you know, it's like, it's just a difference now. See, well, even though I agree with him, but I still gotta see how I gotta show him how I still see it from a different view.
Yeah. I can't just agree.
Yeah, like you just can't just agree.
We can't have a commonality.
And I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying I feel
think it's kind of like human nature.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, like because we focus on the differences so much. And it's like, yo, this is the problem. And this is why I've walked away from a lot of the, and I don't mean to keep going back to religion. I walked away from that because walking away from that has helped me to pay more attention to science, which teaches that we're just a species of what they class in the genome of Homo sapien.
I see what. Yep.
Right? And dude, it doesn't matter black, white, Asian, Spanish, wherever you're from. It doesn't matter, dude. You're a Homo sapien.
Yeah.
And it helps me to see people as one whole. Like, yo, this is us as a whole. We as a people can be some evil people.
100%.
We as a people.
History shows it.
Yeah, and it's not like, and I don't go, yo, y'all are some evil motherfuckers. Y'all, no, I go, yo, humans in general have known to be some pretty evil people, yo. You know, like legit, like we are the only species that will literally cause more harm to our own than any other species on this planet.
And this is why the AI and the robots will come and take over. They're going to be like, hey, you know what? We figured things out. Bro. Humans, you guys are the viruses. You've ruined this little planet called Earth, and y'all want to just create war and kill each other over fuckery. Over money, you idiot.
And you ever, I seen like a meme before, like an alien that just, they sit back and they like, hey, you see that planet over there? They kill each other over this imaginary being. They like kill each other by the millions over this imaginary being. Whose imaginary being is real and which one is right. Let's go watch that. That'll be fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the kind of stuff that I look at stuff and I see memes like that and I'm like, yo, imagine if because I do believe from once again learning things with, like researching a little bit of science. There's over 1 billion galaxies, never mind, planets. We're talking about galaxies. There's over 1 billion galaxies. Not just so there's a very good chance that there's other life out there.
Agreed.
And they're light years ahead of us is what the scientists suggest.
Agreed.
So like I said, man, my message is always, I always promote to people, stop looking at people as being different when there's so much more in common.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? When you're looking at the differences, it's just always going to cause division because that's all you seem to look for.
Yeah.
How can I see the difference between us? How can I disagree with this person? We're not the same. And it's like, bro, we are the same.
I don't know if I told you maybe on this podcast, another podcast, or just me talking to people. So I used to back in the day work for a little company called 9X. No longer existed. There was like the Bells, but it was in Braintree, right? And it was a call center. It was supposed to be like a little temp thing. We worked there for a couple of years or whatever. But there was this dude. I won't say his name. But he came to me. I'm sitting next to him, and you know me. I'm a talkative, hyper kind of guy, whatever.
Loquacious.
And then I'm just like, hey, what's going on, man? And he was like, hey. And he's like, hey, listen. He looked at me and he said, I want to be honest with you. I really don't deal with your kind. So I looked around. I was like, what are you talking about? Right? It was like, what do you mean? He's like, I like to just come to work and I go about my business and I go home. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So me too. And then he was like, no, I don't know you, but I just want to leave it like that. But my experience with Black Americans, he didn't say Americans, but he said blacks. It was back then, I think, like they really used the blacks.
Yeah, and, you didn't hear Donald Trump on the Central Park?
We'll talk about, yeah.
I'd love to be a black in America.
In America.
What the fuck is a black?
Anyway. That's what I'm saying, right? Okay. The blacks. So he tells me that. I'm like, all right, whatever. Mind my business. I go to work because I don't care. So long story short, me and this guy start finally talking. Long story even shorter. He's like, you're all right. You're not who I thought Wu-Tang was.
Like in the
this
movie.
Was the time. This was when Method Man came out, where You're All I Need, when I was, at 9X. Right. He's like, okay, I can deal.
You ever seen the movie Django?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Remember when he's changing and dude goes, you're all right. He's all right for a blackie.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. That's exactly
I'm
what
all
it
right.
was.
Oh, thanks.
And I remember when they told us they were shutting down, and then he was like, it's all good. He got another job, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I think at that time I was going to Baybank. Damn, I'm throwing shit out. I'm old. But which became Bank Boston and Bank of America now. But he was like, I want to thank you. I was like, thank me for what? And he was like, nah, because like you didn't allow my ignorance right up front to deter you from just like being who you are, which allowed me to kind of just open my eyes and say, damn, I had y'all pegged wrong. Yeah. You know? So his experience with blacks or minorities or whatever might have been negative. And I think at the end of the day, we shouldn't allow 1, 2, or 3 people be representative of a whole bunch of people.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Because there's some niggas out there. I'm going to be honest with you.
Of course,
you know?
But that's but what do I say all the time though, right? Learn to personalize that experience with that individual.
Yep.
Stop taking one experience with an individual or a couple individuals,
right,
and then
applying
it to the every other. You can't do that. You need to learn to be like, okay, this was my personal experience with this individual right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, I've said it before, so I don't want to keep stressing it, but
that makes sense.
That's important though, because had he done that, he would have treated you differently, because he wouldn't have been like, they're all the same. But because, like you said, he had a few maybe bad experiences with a couple other African-American men or women or whatever it was, he's
put a stamp on it.
He just
like,
straight
told
like you, like, listen, man, I came to work and I'm, you know, no disrespect, I'm just rather not.
And you know what's crazy? I was young as hell to kind of like, I'm actually pretty proud of how I handled that. Right. It's like, I was like, all right. You know what it was? It's because I needed the job. I wanted to say something, but I was like, I needed the job. I'm going to shut up right now. Right. But it worked out, man. But
put that pride in your back pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, it's hard to do.
Exactly. But it was just kind of weird. But I hope Killer, again, just to kind of end that convo, I do hope that Killer Mike allows himself to speak with other people and experience outside of what down south is. And I'm sure he does, because he tours and everything like that. But I think I hate that I'm going to say this, but I think he should be more responsible with how he says certain things, because he has such a big platform that people are going to take that and run with it.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like the way he said it, and even if he didn't mean it like that, but the way he said it, it was basically like, he's like, our problem's easy to, like, he did say that. Our problem's easy to fix. And I'm like, so, as soon as I was watching it and he said that, my eyes just went, you know, when you're like, what?
Yeah, he didn't say it, did he?
He didn't just say it. It's easy, like it's that simple.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, well, that's how and that's why sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll be interested in watching him talk to somebody like Dr. Thomas Sowell or Larry Elder, Professor Glenn Lowry, Professor John McWhorter, Coleman Hughes, other intellectual African Americans. And I want to, like, that's when I'll be more like, Killer Mike, like, these are the other people I got to see you talking to. Not just sitting down with Charlemagne the God, because you know Charlemagne will align himself with your views anyway.
Yeah, he's against the mayonnaise.
He's definitely against the mayonnaise. But I like Charlemagne.
That shit makes me laugh.
You know what I mean? Charlemagne's my favorite guy on the Breakfast.
You know, it's another term they coined. He's with that's one of his partners, actually. I've watched this for years. I think I told you. Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
He said, the Nillas. He said, "What's up, my Nilla?" I was like, "What?" And then he said, and then Charlemagne says, "You know, it's we're trying not to swear, but he said a vanilla is white boy. You know what I mean?" I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, that's why, like, this common misconception that a lot of white people get it with Charlemagne. He's racist. I'm like, he ain't racist.
Yeah,
like, you're dumb, dog. Like, he's not racist. He's done. When he talks about crackers and stuff, he's talking about racist white people.
Right people, yeah.
That's who he's talking about.
100%.
If anybody hasn't listened, that's who he's talking. He's come out and said it. So it's like, when people say that about him, I'm like, it's usually like white people that.
And maybe it's rubbing a certain way.
It just rubs people a certain way because they're all emotional. You're calling us crackers. Like, no. Calling racist white people crackers.
Yo, so I hear the Bruins is 0-0. Hurry up, Bruins. Win. Damn it.
Do something.
Jesus Christ. Yo, you watch hockey?
Nah, I don't watch hockey.
For real? Nah. Yo, playoff hockey's ill.
No, playoff hockey's dope, but I don't really watch.
You didn't see? Did you see the dude's jaw get broken?
Nah.
Yo, slap shot. Bah. blood. I'm talking about broke his jaw.
Yeah, I heard.
You ever feel a puck before?
Yeah.
Fam, them shits is.
And they fly fast when they hit them.
He can hit at the All-Star game. They stopped doing that part of it because he would always win. He would he's able to hit the puck at 102 miles per hour, something crazy like that. They're like, all right, so we're not gonna play this game because this asshole wants to keep winning. You know what I mean?
Constantly
But
winning.
imagine this the puck hitting you at least 50 miles per hour, fam.
Bro,
Half of that. Like
just imagine.
he's like, what? Cliff never got up? No. They're still trying to take him out the
I heard
ground.
that the dude that got his jaw broke is playing tonight though.
Is he?
Yeah, they said he was in
Damn.
practice with a non-contact jersey, but that he'd be supposedly he was playing tonight. So I don't know.
That's crazy. So you see the dedication. Instead of watching the Bruins game, because I'm a Canadian, I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah,
That's dedication, damn it.
and I'm just not a hockey fan. So. But shout out to the Bruins. I hope they win.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Let's talk a little music, man.
Oh yeah.
So you heard that. Have you listened to the Capo album?
Yeah, Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's
I think,
crazy.
all I got to say about that is I was impressed.
Yeah.
Because we've moved, I feel like hip hop has evolved so far away from the Dipset era, the 50 Cent era.
Yeah.
That era where it was just a different kind of rap, basically. Yeah. And when I was like, oh yeah, Jim Jones dropping an album, I'm like, don't nobody really care about Jim Jones no more. No disrespect, but just being honest, like I felt like, and I was kind of.
You didn't like that wasted talent album? It was all right,
I was
man.
never really like the biggest fan of Jim Jones, but I was fan of all Dipset together because like they had the mixtape Game On Smash, and their albums were tough. Mm-hmm. But like as of Jim, I was like, nah, he had a couple bangers that I used to play heavy. But what I'm saying is that his new album is on point.
It's
like,
crazy.
I was really surprised.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, he came off on this.
Isn't it crazy? Like he's kind of like the only one really standing. Like Cam ain't really doing that. He's more on the production side.
Yep.
You know, we know Jewel's situation.
He locked up.
Yep. And who was it? Freaky Zeke. Freaky Zeke never did shit.
Freaky
He was just there for the ride.
He was just their muscle.
He was their hype man.
He was just there. Yo, they say like from the background, the DVDs and stuff I saw with like him, they're basically like, yo, Freak was like their real muscle. Like he was like their muscle. Yeah, like he was that's Freak, yo. Like the stories they would talk about Freak, he's like their muscle. That's from what I got always from it. But like they had J.R. Ryder. I don't know what happened to Ryder. J.R. Ryder was nice. I don't know what happened to him.
A lot of these guys.
Hell Rel was my
Hell
guy.
Rel. That was my brother's.
That
was my man.
He had some heat, but you know. But other than that, I like his album, man. I think he came and I was happy because, like you said, it was good to hear something kind of from our
era. Yeah.
And it was like, that shit felt good.
And you know what's crazy too? Like, and I'm not gonna bite this, but I'm gonna repeat it. I'm gonna recycle it. They were saying like his music doesn't sound forced. Cause you know what? I was talking to an artist the other day, and I was like, your music, you can't keep talking about the same shit. You can't keep talking about what you're doing in trap. You can't keep talking about this. People get it. We moved on.
Yeah,
you only can say it a certain way.
Right, you can only talk about how you say it.
But the way he was saying everything, it just sounded right. I was like, damn, Jim, I feel like I'm about to go in the kitchen for you, fam. Wow. I'm about to whip some work for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm doing, but your music right now got me feeling that kind of way.
Shit, right.
No?
That was me the other day. I was driving down the street listening to some old 50, and I was like,
Jesus Christ.
Listen, man, 50 was talking about I got to get mine. And I was in my zone. But it felt good, you know. But I don't know, man. If anybody hasn't heard the album, go listen to it. If you're like,
into that. And even if you're not, man.
Well, the younger dudes, I don't know if they really care to listen to it, but they probably be surprised when they hear it. Like,
they should, though.
He dropped some shit.
Like, instead of saying, yo, I was on the block, I moved a few rock. Like, listen to what he's saying, man. Like, he said, my man went up Maine, ain't never come back.
I felt that.
Trying to cross the border, B. Yo, they got him. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man.
I felt it, though.
Yeah. But that's what's cool. That's what music's supposed to be, right? Painting a picture for you. You know, you can relate to it. It could be like R&B, so you're going through something, so you relate to it. It could be like reggae, some tunes or something like that, some conscious music. and then you listen to this. For me, that's what it was. I was like, damn, I know a few people, and this is when I was really young. I know a few people that I see because I went to JP and then, you know, had a little girlfriend that lived on Green Street. They were like, yo, never go down. That's the PJs. It's a problem. So I went halfway and I was like, all right, girl, I'll see you later. It's fifth grade. Ran back to Rizzo's, got my slice, wait for my mom and my dad or whatever to come pick me up, whatever. But then I used to always look at that and be like, damn, look at that. Look at the bricks. You know what I mean? I thought it was cool to hear the word, the bricks.
Yeah.
Yo, where you live? No, I live in the bricks. And then now you got people talking about it in the music, and you're like, ooh, I'm even closer. And then he's talking about things. It's like, ooh, I see what you're talking about. And then to know who Jim is and like his history, and then for him to now talk about it still, be like, everything is facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's one thing they said. Who was it? Jim, when Jim and Cam were having differences, my man Casano, who he's one of them like hip hop gurus, he knows everything, but he's the one that put me on to an interview, and Jim was like, yo, like, I can't say nothing about Cam because everything Cam raps about is like shit he's really done. Like
Wow.
this one, if there's one person that doesn't make up
Yeah.
shit in their raps to just like when Cam says I was doing this over here or we was like he's like I can't say nothing.
So he wasn't
like,
watching at the window, like out the window, like
he was like Cam talks about shit once the statute of limitation is
That's
up
what I want
now,
to
like,
know.
yo, here. Yeah, like
now
there's
he can
things
talk about
that
it?
like he talks about now because you're like, yo, that statute of limitations up now, and that's why
Really?
you heard him talking about that shit.
Wow.
Like that shit was really going on. And
That's crazy.
so, but it goes to what you were saying because like you're saying, yo, you know Jim, you know, I know you was doing the music thing,
Yep.
and it's like, yo, he's one of them dudes. You're like, yo, he was really doing that shit.
And he seemed just cool as shit. Yo, man, I told you about the story. This dude, Jay Carter, back in the day, he used to he did a couple records for Diddy. And my homie Ronald's cousin was his girl. So he was like, yo, they're doing a video in Harlem. Got, Jadakiss, Kid Capri, the Locks, boo, 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 come out. So we went out. Me and Elle went out. Just kind of I don't know what the thought was. Or maybe I'll introduce him and he'll sign us or whatever, right? So we go there. No word of a lie. May God strike me dead right now, man. Or may something, because I know you don't believe in God, something bad happened to me right now. Jim had this like thing on his head, and he's just walking. I'm talking about those like 15 to 20 brothers behind him, dog. And then I'm in the middle of the sidewalk. I was like, man, I ain't moving. There's a sidewalk. Go around me, brother. You know what I mean? As he got closer, I'm looking at him. L moved back. I'm like, oh, this nigga left me hanging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, hold on. He's getting closer. So I dapped L like I was going to say something. So I took a step. And then I just walked through. He just walked like literally through me. Like my spirit was still here. He was just like, man, you're not even here. Right. Like his just aura, you just felt it. And then his goons came, and then that's when we was like, all right, let's back up. But like he was just cool as a fan, man. Like cool. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
like, and this was when he wasn't like real. He was just a background guy, you know what I mean? He wasn't really like a rapper. He was just a guy. He rapped, but just to see him from there to now, I mean, because I know when he came out with, and this was like years before Ballin' came out. When Ballin' came out, like I remember, I was like, he raps. You know what I mean?
That was what kind of made me be like, oh, Jim Jones really raps.
Yeah,
I wasn't nothing before that.
Me neither.
I was just either it was like Cam or Jewel.
Yeah.
J.R. Ryder, Hell Row.
Mace before he blew up and left the
Mace
crew.
before, shit like that.
That's crazy. So shout outs to Drew, not Jewel, well, Jim Jones. Yeah, I mean, doing his thing, man.
Yeah, definitely decent album. Go check it out, bro.
100%. Yo, man, I don't know if you've seen the video. I'd like to show the video, but I'm gonna put it on the link so y'all can check it out. It was Jay-Z and Beyonce. They were at the game. It was a little basketball game last night.
Yeah.
And looks like Hove was having a conversation with a certain someone. Don't know who it was. Actually, I do know because it says it.
Oh, that actor dude.
Nah. This is different. This is last night. Okay. So The Jay-Z's talking to Shorty. I'm gonna show you the video, and then we could just talk about it like that. He's talking to this Shorty, and Beyonce's in the middle, and Instagram went crazy. So this is what's going on. He's just talking, wife of the Warriors owner, and let's look at Beyonce's face, right? She's giggling, life is good, and then all of a sudden, change. I put the link on for y'all to check it out. Nice is checking it out. I can't put it on for y'all, but y'all can check it out. Wow. So Facebook just ran with it, was like, yo, who is this chick? What does she think? All I was thinking about was not that I felt like Twitter was saying like, oh, she's like being disrespectful. I felt like that face that Beyonce gave was like, her breath stink. I thought about something different.
Cut her eye.
What'd you think when you just seen that though?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Beyonce, I thought that people were trying to say the usual thing, like territorial, insecure shit. But I look at it like, we talking about Beyonce. Like, what is she insecure about? What? I mean,
might be remnants of him cheating or whatever. But
I mean, that might be the only factor.
Yeah.
But I don't really think like Beyonce's. So like when people say that, I kind of was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't see. She's stayed with him through that one thing, and I feel like they made it through that, bro.
Either that, or she was like, "Hey, so do you think you want to own a team?" And she's like, "Chick, we're billionaires. Keep your little team.
Right,
we got other things to worry about."
Right, we already do that. We're billionaires. Man, right.
I really think I think B was just like, "Yo, her breath stink."
Yeah,
that face is that.
Yeah.
Yo, but it's kind of ill how social media, or just people in general, we look at body language, right? And then we run
automatically.
With it. We just run with it. It's kind of dangerous too, though, if you think about it. Which is, I don't know. At the end of the day, we'll never know. It's cool to just kind of talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. But on more serious notes, man.
Yeah.
More serious note, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you lead this. I'm gonna leave it there while you talk, so people can see it.
I don't know if people are familiar with this.
A little background.
The Central Park 5. There's a Netflix series on right now called Now They See Us. It's a 4-part series. It's about the Central Park 5 kids that were arrested, charged, and convicted of the attempted murder and rape of a woman who was jogging through Central Park one night. Basically, these kids went there just being young teens, being a little, causing a little bit of ruckus, a little trouble.
Yep. Being kids.
And a woman ended up being brutally attacked, raped, and left for dead. The police snatched up a couple kids, and instead of seeing if they were witnesses, they were like, no, let's make them suspects. They literally, these 5 kids were all there, but there were so many kids there that they didn't even know each other. These 5 kids legit didn't know each other, except for 2 of them.
Yep.
Except for 2 of them.
There was actually, go ahead.
I know that there was the dude, Wise, his last name, Corey Wise. He only went down to the police station to support his man, because when they came and snatched him up, he was like, well, I'll go down there with him because his mother will kill me if I don't, leave my son. And then they ended up dragging this kid into it.
Yep.
And what the police did was they coerced these kids after 18 hours of interrogation.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy. Without having lawyers there.
Illegal.
They got them to sign their, to waive their rights to a lawyer. They got them to sign written statements saying that they participated in this event, and that, this one did it. And then the other one was saying, no, this one did it. Long story short, whatever. They coerced them into giving confessions, and basically they got convicted. And years later, the actual serial rapist, murderer guy came forward and was like, hey, you know them 5 kids that y'all had convicted for that crime in Central Park? Yeah, well, that was me.
Yeah.
And the DA's theory the entire time was that it was a 6th person there, and that was the DNA that they had found during the trial that didn't match any of the 5 young men. There was nothing like there was no DNA on the woman of the 5 young men.
No evidence.
There was no DNA on the 5 young men of the woman's DNA on the 5. Nothing, like, at all.
No evidence.
But you got to watch it to really understand it. What I would suggest is to watch the documentary by Ken Burns first before you watch the Netflix series, because the documentary shows the actual footage of what the cops were doing to these kids in the interrogating room. Like, bro, they're recording this. It's like disgusting.
And what's even crazier is the kid that went in to provide support ended the most time.
Ended up getting the most time out of it. Right?
That's crazy.
And dude, this kid, right, got sent to Rikers Island at like 16, 17 years old.
Yep.
Never been in trouble a day in his life.
Nope.
With a rape charge, and was just literally brutally beaten, attacked. I don't know if he was sexually assaulted. I think he may have been. And then he asked for transfers. Everywhere he went, COs were allowing inmates to attack him.
Yep.
So then he started spending basically the majority of his time in solitary confinement.
Correct.
You know,
Yep.
and then the other kids, when they got released, they had to register as level 3 sex offenders.
Correct.
You know, one of them couldn't get a job. All types of like that. Just you gotta watch it to understand this just disgusting miscarriage of justice. And Donald Trump played a part in it as well. He's not the reason why, obviously, they got convicted, but
Right.
he did use his influence and money to help the DA obtain a guilty verdict.
And as you can see, the scale, that just shows it right there.
Right.
You know,
And, what Donald Trump did is people are unfamiliar with it. He paid $85,000 in ads in the newspaper, right, trying to get the death penalty brought back and imposed on these kids.
Your commander-in-chief.
Right? And then after, years later, when these young men have been exonerated through DNA evidence, Donald Trump still holds to this day that, number one, the documentary was extremely biased and one-sided and didn't show the horrific crimes that these kids actually committed that night, when, mind you, there was a group of like 40 kids, and you don't know who did what that night. And the only thing that really happened was one person was like actually jumped, and the other was like a couple kids like were scaring a couple bikers that were riding through the park. So Donald Trump says, oh, the documentary was extremely biased and didn't show the horrific crimes that these kids actually committed that night in the park, and these kids are criminals, right? And he says that he still believes that they played a role in the rape of the woman anyway. Like, dude,
He's crazy.
like literally,
You're crazy.
And it's like you're still calling these kids criminals, right? When these kids never had any criminal offense, any arrest prior to this night. So why are you referring to them as criminals?
Because he's racist.
You see what I'm saying? And people are like, and you know what? You know, I put that right on my Facebook, right? And
Racist.
you know what's funny? Usually the Trump supporters come and they're all over there. You know, this is
Was it
Donald
crickets?
Trump. This is Donald Trump's,
Was it crickets?
private parts, and they're like, don't talk about Mr. Trump like that. They was nowhere to be found
Because
because you can't say anything
They know.
about this one.
They know.
You can't say anything about this one, bro.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, I've said it earlier. You are allowed to like, dislike, or whatever.
Right.
Whatever you know.
Come on, man. Nothing like just saying, "Hey, I apologize. I was wrong."
Right.
The officers involved, the DA involved, and anybody else involved in that case,
especially that chick. What was her name? Linda.
The head of the sex of division crime
Yeah.
that was like making these men out to be suspects.
I think in
like
one of
she was
said,
like, "You're going to get the fifth one
Yeah.
to like seal the deal."
Yeah,
the kid that had nothing to do with it.
I think she
Corey
said
Wise,
something
like,
as far as like we will definitely do everything to get these guys convicted.
Yeah, she did. And like I said, it would have been one thing if he's, "Hey, I'm sorry. You know, I really did think these kids did it. You know, the police, they said they admitted it. I had no idea of what the tactics they used to obtain these false confessions." Whatever, right? No, he's just still like, no, they're still criminals, and I think they played a part in it. And basically, he just, I don't know, man. And like people are saying, I wonder why.
Well, you know what's crazier is her name's Linda Fairstein. She was hired as a district attorney in Manhattan for the DA office. In 1976, she was promoted to head office of sex crime unit. She held that position for 26 years.
Right.
They might want to look at the cases.
And you want to know what's
And
crazy?
she wrote 20 plus novels about sex crime things.
Sex crime things, right.
They should basically destroy this lady.
Word.
Take all her money.
Yep. You know what else I think is crazy? The guy that actually did commit the crime, right? Actually,
that met the kid in
for years. Yeah, he met him in jail, and actually ended up fighting with him. And they think that Corey Wise actually fought with him because he knew who he was, but Corey Wise actually didn't even know who the fuck this kid was. The kid knew who Corey Wise was, but Corey Wise had no idea who this kid was. But anyways, I feel like the lady who decided to get these young men convicted because she was so focused on, we're going to get them convicted, we're going to get them convicted.
Yep, Linda,
I feel like she should be held responsible to a certain extent for the other rapes that the actual rapist did after the fact.
Bingo!
Because other women were attacked by this guy.
Because if you did your job.
Because yes, if you did your job right the first time.
Because don't people get in trouble for negligence?
Right.
That's negligence, ain't it?
Right. we just had it, and she knew these kids weren't guilty, but you were so determined to get them convicted, right? That what happened? The guy who actually did it got away for years and raped and I believe murdered a couple other women.
That's right.
So if that doesn't somehow fall back on her,
that's crazy.
That to me is crazy.
Additional injustice.
Hell yeah.
You know, I know we're all being hypocritical here, guys.
3 more,
But man, let's go. Man. That's craziness.
Right. That's what I'm saying, man.
It's time to be held accountable, man.
If anybody hasn't watched that DVD, DVD. If anybody hasn't watched the documentary, go watch it.
I even put a thing on Facebook.
You can find it on YouTube. It's like $3 to rent it. But it's worth it.
Or borrow your people's Netflix account, man.
Well, no. The documentaries on YouTube.
Okay.
The Now You See Us, that's on Netflix.
That's on Netflix.
But I'm telling people, watch the documentary first.
Got it.
Because you're going to get the real footage and everything, and then it makes it that much better when you watch the series after. If you ask me, that's what. Dude, let me tell you something, bro. I was upstate. And this is where one of the documentaries that you and I were talking about. That's where that idea came from. Remember, I told you this a while ago. I said it's from that documentary.
Okay.
I was watching.
When you came. Okay. Yeah, you did tell me.
Bro, I was watching it in my cell, right? And if anybody doesn't know, upstate, you get TVs in your cell, right? And my cellie had his own TV. I had my own TV. And you get headphones, so you guys are not, there's not 2 TVs blasting at the same time. So he's watching whatever he's watching, and I'm watching what I'm watching, right? So I'm watching this documentary, bro. And I'm like, in my head, I'm sitting there, and my eyes are starting to water up because that shit was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sniffing and shit. And my man, like, I thought he was watching TV still. And he's on the bottom bunk, and he goes up. He's like, "Yo, you all right?" And I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. What you mean? I'm all right.
Yeah.
He like, hey yo, dog, yo, you crying? And I'm like, Yeah, a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie, dog. I'm like, yo, this documentary got me fucked up. Like, I'm like, bro, have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
And he's like, he was older. It's my man Lee.
Okay.
He's older. He was
is that the dude that you told you that you're different than the other dudes? Is that, remember? He says, we talked, this is offline. We were talking about how you're saying your character and how you think is different and don't let people change you.
Oh, nah, that was my man. That was the other older head dude, God, that I used to mess with.
Okay.
Him and Lee were like my guys.
Okay.
Though. But Lee was older. Oh, Lee's like Lee like 50.
Really?
And I'm like, yo, Lee, man, this dog. He's like, oh yeah, the Central Park 5. He's like, man. Psst. So he was already aware,
was hip,
you know.
yep.
Like I never knew.
Yeah.
I was a little bit younger. This shit happened in '89. I was only born in '85.
Right.
So, but I'm watching it, yo, and I told people like I don't even deny it, bro. That shit I had tears in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some people may not cry. You know what I'm saying? But like. I you know, there's reasons why I can look at that and tear up and shit and be like, yo, man, that is unbelievable to watch and see what these men had to endure, not just in prison and when they came home into society and things like that, man. Like, some people don't understand, and that's why I put it out there on the
and it's
Facebook
like it's not even ending
man.
still
Like,
for them if
nah,
you think
it's still
about it.
going on. Like, bro, listen, what do you think? There's of course there's still people out there that look at it like Donald Trump and the DA, and they're going, yeah, I know, yeah, they're probably the sixth guy probably was there. He's just covering for him because he got fucking life for the other crimes that because so he just said, I'll just say I did it and I'll let my homeboys out.
Go.
And then you guys can get millions and they'll wrongfully convicted. Of course, there's a bunch of people out there that are gonna run with that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not the truth, yo. You know, like people, and this is what people don't understand. Like, Donald Trump is so ignorant when it comes to false confessions.
False anything.
As
false everything,
as are a lot of people in this country.
Headline,
they
bro.
don't understand that just because some people have confessed to something doesn't mean that they did it. Because when you have somebody saying to you, yo, you know, like what they did with these kids.
Yeah.
Oh, all you gotta do is say it and you can go home. And they're like, well, all right, yeah, well, I was there. All right. And you know, but there's so many different other examples. Like if you see The Making a Murderer, right?
Okay.
What they did with Stephen Avery's nephew. Mm-hmm. That is the same thing. Like, they're like, oh, he confessed. Dude, they like coerced this kid into confessing. He's like, can I go home and watch wrestling? They're like, yeah, just tell us this.
And that's what they said. Homeboy had learning disability. They said that hearing issues and learning disability. They were like,
he had the education of like a fifth grader or something at the time or whatever. But then also, there's been studies on this, yo, and this is why I sent that podcast link to the G chat, and I was telling y'all, listen to it. They talked about this. They talked about false confessions, and they talked about the Central Park. And this was before this new Netflix thing came out. That episode's old. And they were talking about the Central 5 kids and the false confessions. And they talked about a few different major cases that were shown how people were like forced into giving false confessions. And the way that there's a strategy that the cops use in order to get people to confess 100%. And coerce them into giving false
100%, man.
And, you know, like, man.
Bro, there's training to it. And you know what? This is what's crazy.
Right. It's a psychological thing, bro.
The crazier part is that these people that own jails are also getting psychologists to basically train these people to kind of just do certain things in jail to keep them. Jails are businesses. Of course. You know what I mean? I definitely agree. If you commit a crime, you pay the time. Right. But I think it's to an extent. I also think too, aren't you trying to rehabilitate people to go back into society? Because this is not lifetime. Yes. Last time I checked, right?
And for anybody that would sit here right now and say, yeah, well, they have programs in jail and people are in there and they're choosing not to take advantage of them. And they don't, let me tell you something.
Them programs are baloney.
No, let me tell you something. They got programs, okay?
Baloney.
Some have good programs and shit like that too, right? But let me tell you something, okay? They've already done studies on this, okay? They've done studies on this. They have come to conclude that in America, even though it's called the Department of Corrections, that the justice system in America is more punitive than it is rehabilitative. And that is a problem, and one of the major reasons why the recidivism rate is so high, because they're not rehabilitating people when they go to prison. And then when they come home, right, they're being treated as second-class citizens, and they're paying the price or a consequence for the rest of their life for a crime that they committed, say, 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
You might as well have just left them in there.
And as the woman that wrote the book, I always forget her name, but anyway, she wrote the book, The New Jim Crow. It is a legal form of discrimination. So, to sum it up, the justice system in America is punitive, it's not rehabilitative, and then you also have laws that when you come home, you're legally discriminated against, and it's just a...
100%. Yo, listen, like I said, man, big company, big business. Yep. You think big business is going to allow a couple of pro bonos, people with good sense of morals to bring the system down? Yep. You legit need a bunch of Jay-Z's to shut things like this down.
Right. And you have, let me tell you something too. You have DAs who receive promotions and awards based on their conviction rate. If that's not if that doesn't incentivize somebody to just lock somebody up, whether they're guilty or not.
It's like that time of the month with the speed traps.
You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly, dude. Like, you're telling someone, listen, if you can secure this many convictions and keep your conviction rate, up, and the more you go up, the higher you go up, they're gonna do anything it takes. They don't care if this person's guilty or not.
Right.
They're like, listen, I gotta obtain this conviction because it's gonna benefit me.
Yeah.
That's terrible incentives.
1,000%.
You're literally like incentivizing people to incarcerate other people, even if they're
like
not
a bounty
guilty,
gate.
bro.
It's a bounty gate.
And then you have privatized prisons, which they're trying to put a stop to it. I guess they did it. I believe they did it in the feds. I think there's no more privatized prisons, but within certain states, there's still private prisons. So that right there is also motive to incarcerate.
It's 100, and that's what I was saying. At the end of the day, if you got people with big money, listen,
crazy.
There's a couple of things that are guaranteed in life, man. Death and taxes, right? Death and taxes. And there's also something guaranteed in life, that you're going to need jails. You're going to need places for people to go. And another thing that's guaranteed is jails make money. They're state funded. The state gives you money. Right. So if you have a jail that can house 1,000 people, just do the math.
Right.
365 days. Mm-hmm. And why do you think they slow down on the paperwork?
Right.
Like, why, And to me, I just have to say it again. I truly believe that in order to bring, because I don't want to bring jails down. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is that if you are serving time, that there should be a form of, you should just still, one, let's treat people like people still, Two, let's get them an opportunity so they're not so far behind that when they come back, that they have no opportunities but to commit crime or do illegal things. Because typically, when you come out of jail, you're gonna and you're not able to because of your record, even though you've done the time. Which to me, I think if you've done X amount of times, you've done this, they should expunge that. They should expunge that. I'm not saying if you're a bank robber, you're gonna get a job at the bank, but let a brother get a job.
Let him get a job that he's not struggling.
Allow him to qualify.
Like, I hate when people say that too. They'll be like, FedEx is hiring or UPS is hiring. Or,
now when you hit that,
or they'll give you like this sheet of paper, right? I've seen this on Facebook before. It's like a list of companies that employ felons, right? And I'm like, and when somebody posted it one time, I was like, yo, tell me which one of those companies I can make a fucking career out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, Which, okay, what? I'm supposed to be thankful that what? I'm even able to get a job? That's how I'm supposed to, what? What do you mean? Like, this is going to be held against me for the rest of my life? You know? And then it's just like, dude, you wonder why people who are just humans are like, yo, I'm not settling for that. Like, people got kids or whatever, and it's like, sorry, I can only work this BS job because they'll never let go of what I did 20 years ago. You know, now I'm not saying like, I mean, if you're a pedophile or something like that, you know, yeah, bro, you're a real threat to society. You're a serial rapist, you're a real threat to society. You're a mass murderer, serial killer, you're a real threat to society. I get that. But yo, come on, man. Like people can change and people can evolve and become better people.
I just go back to, isn't jail supposed to rehabilitate people? Right. You say, hey, isn't that what the judge says? Is like, okay, you've been deemed, you know, not fit to hang out with us in society. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we're going to put you in this box called jail, where during that time you'll learn to rehabilitate. You'll that's why they provide, you know, classes so you don't fall back.
Right.
But at the same time, if the people in there don't have a sense of empathy for those in jail, you know, don't treat people like people, when they come out, the things they learned in jail, they're going to come out and terrorize people, which is why I think the system is broken. I think there's a lot of issues, but I think you got to have the right people being there. Just like we were talking about earlier, maybe police officers every year need to get tested, retrained, or whatever. Or I think not even retrained. I think you should be tested. There should be like some person or psychology or some test to be able to see like, yeah, he's lying. Yeah, he does this. And actually listen to certain, maybe take some information from inmates. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're not giving them the, you know, that much weight in the scale. But like if we have 20 people saying, yo, this guy here, he's a problem, maybe we might want to start watching this guy. You know what I mean? Because I truly believe, again, at the end of the day, I don't think that people come out. I don't think there's more than 5-10%, and I'm just throwing these numbers out, of people in the world that just want to be bad. That they were born like, you know, I just want to be a murderer. I want to be a thief. I want to be this. There's lazy people that just want to do nothingness just to make money. I get it. It is what it is.
I'll be the first one to tell you that, bro. I was in there with a whole bunch of them.
But like at the end of the day, I think people make mistakes. People are in bad areas. People the way and people are like, oh, everyone has an opportunity. Not everyone, you know, went to that lifestyle, this and that. Not everyone is built the same way. Therefore, not everyone is going to be able to say, hey, listen, I can get up every day and go do this, you know, 675 per hour. You know, I think we need to start really just saying we're all different. We're all different.
Yeah, but we all respond and react to things differently. You can't think that we're all gonna respond and react to every situation the same.
Yeah,
it's like you can't just expect that. Well, like it's the like there's people that will say, oh, there's plenty of people that grew up in poverty-stricken areas, crime-ridden areas, gangs, and full of violence, and there's plenty of people that came from those areas who are very successful people that didn't turn into criminals. So how can those be objective factors into someone becoming a criminal if not everybody becomes a criminal? The problem is it may not be an objective factor for every person that becomes a criminal, but it can be objective factors for certain individuals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it didn't affect this person. Like maybe the gangs outside the house didn't affect this kid, but it affected this kid. You know, so it doesn't always mean just because you have people that come from the same circumstances and they didn't all turn out bad, it doesn't mean that these circumstances don't play a role in certain people's lives that happen to whatever, end up in prison or make bad decisions. Whatever, bro. Like it does, you know. And I read a book by the dude that was the prosecutor on the DC sniper case.
Here we go.
He wrote a book called Inside the Criminal Mind.
Yeah.
And he wrote it back in 85. And then he just revised it back in like 04. But basically he says that people choose to be criminals is what his theory is. People choose to be criminals. He's like, you have people that, and he makes valid points, but I also don't, it's just, I don't know. Like some of it I agreed with, but then I was like, I don't know. I didn't really, because I think it's a little deeper than that. And I think you got to individualize people. You can't generalize them.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Right? And I just,
so
people are going to be who they want to be if given opportunity. Like I said, there's some people who are just lazy. And then some people got to learn.
Like, you got people that come from poverty-stricken areas full of crime, blah, 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 and they don't turn into criminals, right?
Right.
Then you have people that come from really nice areas, great families, and just turn into, like, straight, full-blown criminals. And you can't, like, he's like, like, why did this one turn into a criminal who had everything, and then this one who had nothing didn't turn into a criminal?
Yeah.
But then you have, like, he's just like, it's like, you get the same on both sides.
Yeah.
And he's saying that out of his 25 years of dealing with criminals, and he's a psychiatrist as well, he's saying out of his 25 years of dealing with criminals, he's come to the conclusion that he literally says, like, yo, people choose to be criminals. Nobody's forcing them to be criminals. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's like, this is what I've concluded after 25 years, 30 years of research and dealing with criminals on like a one-to-one basis all the time. That's what he did. He was like, I'm telling you, people choose to be criminals. And a lot of people don't, like that theory. And then there's a lot of people that kind of
I can roll with that, though. I can roll with that because
I could roll with it to a certain extent, but I also had to be like, yo, it can't just be just that simple. Yeah, there's some people that do choose to be criminals, but then I'm like, like, bro, this statistics show that, like, if you don't have a father in the house, the likelihood of you, like, dropping out of school is extremely high compared to the child. The likelihood of you ending up in prison. So, like, dude, like, that's all. I mean, they've done studies on it. The numbers are there. So if you come from a home where you don't have a father, dude, and this kid ends up in jail and living a life of a criminal, it's like, and then what's a common factor amongst a lot of these criminals that you see in prison, and you start doing studies and surveys, and majority of them are saying, hey, I grew up without a father. Are we going to be like, but having a father has nothing to do with it. He chose to be a criminal. You can't. You're like, bro, this is a significant factor.
Everyone's different, man.
Kids. Right. But see, and now his rebuttal will be this. But what do you say about the kids that grew up with the fathers and the mothers who are in here who are just full-blown criminals?
Well, that's my point. I think everyone is built. Like, I think everyone's built differently. You got people that have mom and dads, and guess what? They're just decided that they want to live a criminal life. You have two hardworking parents, and they just feel like this is the lifestyle that they want. Right. And to obtain that lifestyle, they got to have maybe a little criminal activity. But I don't know. I just say,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's
bust your ass and figure it out. Yeah. But quick question for you. We coming up towards the end. I'm gonna throw a little grown man shit because we've been talking about some real. I think it's grown man shit, but I think it's real deep shit more than grown man. Is there an indicator? And I'm gonna get personal. Is there an indicator that tells you, you know what? Wifey's trying to get some tonight. For me, I'm going to throw this out there. If my wife, who takes long showers anyway, is in there for an extra long time, and then comes out, and I'm downstairs either editing, doing whatever, and there's this Bath and Body Works. It's called this Black Cherry Current, whatever. I like it. If I come there, and there's the hint of that smell in the air, it's kind of like hey, just in case you wanted to know,
Yeah.
I think it might need to go down tonight.
Yeah.
Do you have an indicator on your end that you do to allow your significant other, let her know like, yo, I'm trying to get it, and or vice versa?
Me and mine are just kind of straightforward.
But besides that,
No,
I
like,
get the
no,
straightforward, but there's no
there's no like
none of that.
Nah, like mine's is just funny.
How long y'all been together now?
5 years.
Okay. All right.
Mine's just funny though. Like she'll just like hit me up and then be like, "Hey, how's your day going? Good. I want some I want some boop. I want some tonight."
Yeah. I got that.
Like,
but I'm saying you're at the crib.
All right.
You at the crib. You're at the gym and you're just tired. Or maybe you're just watching TV, reading a book. You read books, so you're reading a book. Mm-hmm. Got the glasses on, you're reading a book. She don't like throw like, not hints, but some preparation type of thing just to be like, it's really going down tonight type of thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll
know?
say like, if she showers before bed and then like if she's gonna be like, hey, she gets out the shower and she, freshens up and then she's like, babe, you gonna come to bed now?
See, that's a question.
Like,
that was a kind of little subtle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, usually, that's when I'm like, oh, you want the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, because usually
I know it. She goes right to sleep.
Because if not, she just goes right to bed, and I'm like, oh, all right. But if she's gonna be like, she'll babe, are you gonna?
Yeah. Okay. So
like,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want Facebook. Is there something out there that your significant other, you know what I mean, like sets it up, like you know what I mean, like it's been forever, 09, 08. You know what I mean? So 10 plus years.
Right.
After a while, like I said, I'm like old. It's like it was just funny, just like preparation. I'm just like, water's been fucking running forever. Right. I know she ain't drowning.
Right.
Because I can hear the music. She's still blaring the music. Got the Bluetooth in the bathroom. Music's going well.
Right.
But like, then I'm like, that ain't the regular lotion she likes to use.
Right.
All right.
It's going down, man.
I guess I gotta hurry up, NBA. I gotta stop watching this shit. Let me go shower up and whatever. But it's just kind of funny just to ask that because I feel like I've gotten different answers. Like I asked some of my peoples, you know what I mean? And some people like, yo, nah, it just happens, dog. And then some people like, yeah, Like my man, I think he was lying. I think he was just trying to be like corny, funny. He was like, yeah, I'd be letting her know because I'd be like dropping roses on the floor. I'm like, where you get roses from? I'm not even gonna say who because I don't want you to look at this person funny when you see him.
I mean,
he's like, yeah, I just put like rose petals on the ground. I'm like, rose petals? Like, would you go down the Ave and get some?
Hey, Shakespeare.
Yeah, rose petals just on deck. I don't know, man. Maybe he works at Edible Arrangements as a part-time or something like that. Yeah, but he's like, yeah, I do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Maybe music. Music could be, that's something I need to add more of, is music.
Could be, yeah.
Y'all do music?
Nah, you know what I like is pretty cool, though. I like watching, like, porn with my girl.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's cool. We don't do it, like, all the time at all, but like the few times that I've done it, I was like, damn, I kind of enjoy like watching it more with you.
With you, yeah.
Than, like myself.
Yeah.
Like that was just.
Now let me ask you a question. Did she choose or as far as like we go back again to the categories.
Right.
Who chose the categories?
I think I just be like, yo, let's watch something. But, I'm just putting on, them big booty ebonies. Whatever, B.
She don't be hating on you like, come on, man.
Nah.
I want to watch freaking whoever.
I don't care what you want to watch. I'll be like, man, watch whatever the hell you want, man. If it float your boat, go for it, man. I'm not too, It's some more weirdo shit.
Yo, hold on. Did he say go to Ben and Jerry? Yo, PC said go to Ben and Jerry. Nobody going outside, man.
Yeah, getting a Ben and Jerry for the statistics. They're doing some conscious shit with prisons and stuff. Like
for real?
Yeah, but Ben and Jerry's, they sell ice cream in prisons and shit like that.
What?
Yeah, bro. In Norfolk State Prison, I was buying Ben and Jerry's in my canteen.
So that explains why certain people be asking me. I'd be like, why you need all this money for? Sometimes to people, like, they'd be like, I'll read a letter like, yo, bro, da 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 da. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell? Don't y'all get basic? So what's the basic necessities like that you get, like essentials, I should say, or it's all on like the outside putting in the canteen.
Yeah, basically, like you need to. I mean, they're gonna feed you, but it's nothing good. So you need some kind of people support from the outside if you want to, be decent. Because if not, you're gonna be like what they feed you is mainly like they're trying to give you a certain amount of calories a day because they're required to do.
So you don't die.
But basically, it's all like okay, you get your breakfast, and then it's always like potatoes with something, or like, and then it's pasta, some form of pasta, ziti, or it's rice, or
so it's carbs, like you were saying.
Just mad carbs.
It's the carbs.
The carbs, like it. There's a lot of calories.
Yeah.
And they just have to
go like this. Turn your thing before the mic falls. Boom. Inside. Inside right here.
Where?
On top. This little thing right here.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, just tighten it up. There you go.
That's it. Yeah, they.
So is it straight carbs?
Yeah, because they have to reach a certain, they have to reach a certain calorie amount.
Like a law.
No, it is. Like, you got to feed the inmates like a certain amount. So, but it's like, dog, it's just, I mean, don't get me wrung.
Straight Ben and Jerry's diet. What?
Upstate, the food was a lot better than county.
Jen, I'm sending you to jail.
It all sucks.
Ben and Jerry's, huh?
Oh, yeah, Keith was in Norfolk. He was in Norfolk.
The Ben and Jerry's, huh?
Norfolk's the only stop where you get Ben and Jerry's, though.
For real?
Yeah, you get Ben and Jerry's.
What do you think they have, like
I don't know why. They just allow it in Norfolk. You get Ben and Jerry's. You get to buy real hamburger meat.
Yeah?
You get to buy real chicken breasts.
Okay.
So like that, for some reason in Norfolk, you get to purchase things on Canteen that in other camps you can't.
Yeah.
That's why everybody loves to go to Norfolk.
Well, it's kind of different because I remember like with L, you gotta to put money in his canteen. You gotta be on the list.
Yeah, they changing shit in certain facilities. They changing shit now.
And now they're giving people internet access and everything, huh?
Yeah, you can send money through certain third party.
Yeah, it used to be JPay or something.
Yeah, like third party sources you can call up and be like, yeah, inmate number such and such, and give them your debit card and number, and I'm gonna put $50 on his books or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's whatever, man. That shit's all whack at the end of the day. But you can make the best out the situation, man, if you choose to. So
this is true. As long as you come out, and that's the thing, man. Hopefully, lessons learned inside, emotions and everything that you had in mind, plans stays, locked in. Yeah. I know that the outside deters you from, everything that they had you planned.
Somebody said something today. It was my cousin's. My cousin's girl. She said on a comment, she sent something, and I never heard it before, but I was like, yo, that shit was good. She was like, this journey's about progress, not perfection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes it hit me. I felt it because I was like, yo, I strive for like perfection. I'm like, yo, I need it to be. I need this. It's got to be like this. It's got to be like this. Or like I'm like upset that it ain't like this. Like you know?
Yeah, word.
And it reminded me. It was like, bro, this journey right here. Yeah. This is about progress, bro. This ain't about progression, man. I mean, this is about progress, not perfection. And that's where I'm like, all right, you know what? I've made decent progress for the short amount of time that I've been home, and it's only just more progress.
Told you, man. Stop beating yourself over there with it. I agree with that. I'm glad y'all ran into each other, or those words were exchanged.
She left a comment on Facebook. It was for my cousin. She had put something up. She was like stressing or something, and I just saw the comment, and I was like, oh shit, that was like. I felt that because, sometimes I get down on myself because even though, like, it's funny because, like, I got, more than a lot of dudes that I see that I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't been incarcerated in, like, a decade. And
what's going on?
Like, like, I got
what's going on?
I got a luxury apartment, like, that's what they call it. you know, luxury apartment, like whatever. But I got a pretty decent whip, you know, a newer car. Like I got a decent job. I, you know, my kids are taken care of. Like, you know, I mean, I don't have crazy money in the bank, but like my bill, I don't worry about paying my
Things
bills.
are working.
My bills
Yeah.
are paid. My credit's good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so, but it just kind of made me remember, like, yo, slow down, nice, chill out.
Yeah.
You know, yo, just it's about
Everybody's
it's about
got
progress,
their own stories,
bro.
man.
It's
Everyone
about-
got their own
like,
stories,
it's got,
man.
you know, just keep making progress, bro. Keep chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, and it's like, yo, you gonna get there, man. So,
all right, fellas, people, ladies, gents. Shout outs to all of y'all. Shout outs to the few YouTube people that I saw watching. Shout outs to the Facebook people. Shout outs to the fathers out there doing the things. Shout outs to my wife that made dinner. Was waiting for me.
I ate dinner before I came because when you said,
Smart
yo,
man.
bro, I ain't gonna be at the office till
You
7:30, I skirted to the crib, bro.
I'm fucking starving. This fucking gum got me dying right now.
Wifey had already had it cooked. I was like, word.
Shout out, sis, my girl Nat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotta love
what else we
Shout out
shouting
to the ladies that really, yo, listen, for the ladies that like work and then go home and cook to make sure that their man got a meal on the table, like y'all are like the
Word.
real MVP, man.
Word.
No, for real. Like, I don't know if some dudes may not tell their girl,
Word.
but like y'all are the real MVP, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
For
Word
real.
up. Especially real food.
Yeah, like, because there's nothing worse than like coming home being fucking starving and then it's like,
And then you're doing this in the fridge. Like,
yeah, yo, looking around and it's like, nah. You got a
Yeah.
real meal? Like, you
Yeah.
said a real meal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, y'all the real MVPs.
yeah, yeah. Wow. There's vegetables here?
Yeah, for real, bro.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. I think we did another one. We're done. We done?
Yep, we done, man.
We tied, man. It's time to go home. Did the Bruins score anyone?
I don't know.
I don't think so either. Don't forget, my wife said you got to sign those papers.
Oh, yeah. I got
Don't
some
forget.
things
See,
for it.
I asked, so I don't want to be getting
No,
in
I
trouble.
got him. I'm gonna sign him, and then I gotta bring him back here, right?
We're gonna figure it out.
Dude,
we'll call
you
it before
know,
we leave.
yo, sis hit me up, right? She's like, hey, do you have? I gotta say it, yo. 'Cause
Go ahead,
I would
go
say,
ahead.
yo, dog. She hits me up. She's like, hey, do you have a fax machine or anything you can do? And even look, before I text her back, I was like, you work?
I'm gonna let you say
And
it.
then I love you, right? But
That's all
I
you.
wasn't gonna say it, but I gotta tell.
Say it.
I'm like, I gotta tell Cliff.
She be
y'all.
crazy sometimes.
So I'm like about to text her back, right? And then she goes, oh, duh, I got it. I work, I got the
Yeah.
fax machine. And I was like, sis, I was literally just texting you like, you work in a fucking doctor's office. And you're asking me if I have a fax machine.
Yo.
And she's like, yeah, I got you, bro. I got this.
I
was
hope,
like, yo.
let's lie and just say it was late in the evening.
I
She
said,
had a
yo,
long
I was
day.
just like, it's all good. She tired. My sister must have been tired or something.
Oh Jesus!
Yo,
All
she
right.
had me. I was dying, bro. She had me dying with that. I was like, yo, that made my day.
That's crazy.
It made my day.
Yo, you want to end it off with that cool rap you came up with last weekend? That rhyme, I don't know. I was like, yo, I'm out. It's your boy, Mr. HYB, aka BI, aka Handle Your BI. And I threw it at you, and you said some slick shit.
I know. I don't even remember what that said.
Whatever he said last episode.
Yeah, it was something like, yeah, fly nice, aka nice, aka if you got a problem with me.
Something, but it rhymed though.
Yeah,
It was like some fab shit the way you said it.
yeah. That's on you.
I don't know, but anyway,
I don't know. We'll look. We'll go back to the.
We'll
last
review.
episode.
We're not gonna look at it, but we'll review
Right.
it. Grown man shit.
Look at Jen. Shut up.
We appreciate it. Grown man podcast. You know who it is.
We out.
Peace.